Today we're talking order of operations with integers. Order of operations is nothing new, but make sure you do them in the right order. With integers, I would say before doing anything, change all the subtraction signs to add the opposite. Super important. Sometimes a subtraction sign is just a subtraction sign. 7 minus 5 is 2. No big deal. But if you see that it's like this, make sure you add the opposite. Rules for order of operations. Change your subtraction to add the opposite. Then do everything that lies inside the parentheses according to the operations. Then do exponents or radicals. Then work from left to right for multiplication and division. Then last, left to right, addition and subtraction. All right, so here's my problem. I see parentheses, but there's no operation in there, so that doesn't really count as parentheses for order of operations. But this one does, and it has a minus sign. So the first thing I'm going to do is add the opposite. And that I underlined is what I am simplifying. Everything else gets brought straight down underneath it exactly how it is. So negative 13 plus negative 4 times, I'm going to put that in parentheses just because I want to. 2 plus negative 2. Same sign, add and keep, different sign, subtract. Those are different sign, so I'm going to subtract their absolute values. Absolute value of 2 is 2. Absolute value of negative 10 is 10. 10 is bigger. 10 minus 2 is 8. And the sign is the sign of the bigger number. 10 was bigger and 10 was negative, so it's negative 8 plus 8. Okay, so I've got rid of the parentheses. I don't have any exponents. I don't have any radicals like square roots. So next is multiply and divide left to right. So I see multiplication right here. So I'm going to underline that because that's what I'm going to work on next. What I didn't underline, I bring straight down. Okay, what I did underline, I'm going to simplify. Multiplication. 8 times 4 is 32. Same sign, positive. Now I'm going to work from left to right. Okay, different sign, subtract. Absolute value of 32 is greater than your absolute value of 13, so 32 is going to go first. I'm going to subtract. Let's see here, 32 is bigger, it's positive, so that's a positive 19. Last. Hopefully you are able to follow every step and do every step. Include a picture of your work. Okay, so hit pause and see if you can do this one on your own. Did you get what I got? If so, move on. If you did not, follow the steps on what to do. So I'm going to erase everything. Okay, so my original problem, I see a lot of minus signs. So the first thing I'm going to do is add the opposite so I don't lose any of those negatives. Okay, now I see division. Negative 9 plus, and then plus negative 21. I need to do that division. 32 divided by 4 is 8. Different signs means your answer has to be negative. So now left to right. It really doesn't matter my order because I have addition, commutative property of addition. You can move around the order, but I'm just going to do it left to right. So negative 17 plus negative 21. Those are both negative, so add them, keep the sign. Negative 38 is your answer. On this slide, write the word fall. So on this slide, insert a text box and type the word fall. Otherwise, I'm going to think you're not watching videos, and I'm going to do a crazy little thing and put it on this thing that tells me what percentage of the video you are watching, which people who like to skip the work because they get it right will get mad. All right, hit pause and figure out how to do this problem. Okay, whoops. I meant to hit pause so I can work that problem out. So if you just hit play, hopefully this is what you got. If not, let's look at what you need to do in order to do it right. So if you got it right, move on. If not, seriously, watch this so you can learn how to do it. Okay, so the first thing I did was add the opposite. I saw a minus sign, and I changed that to an addition sign with a negative number for the number after it. Then I have a multiplication, so I multiply. The 14 plus 8 plus stays exactly how it is. Now, negative 9 times 6. Multiply ignoring that negative sign. 9 times 6 is 54. And then when your signs are different for multiplication, the answer is negative. Same sign positive, different sign negative, not negative. Okay, now I can add in any order because it's commutative property of addition. However, I'm just going to do it from left to right. 14 plus 8 is 22. The plus negative 54, I'm going to bring it straight down. Now I have different signs. When I have different sign, I subtract. Negative 54 has an absolute value of 54. 22 has an absolute value of 22. 54 is larger, so I'm going to put that one first. 4 minus 2 is 2. 5 minus 2 is 3. Now the 54, negative 54 had a larger absolute value, and that has a negative sign, so my answer has a negative sign. Okay, you hit pause and try to do this one. If you got a negative 26, you can upload your picture and move on to the next slide. If you did not get a negative 26, let's figure out how to do this. Okay, so I see a minus sign, so I'm going to add the opposite first. I see another minus sign, so I'm going to add the opposite. Now I see parentheses, I'm going to take care of that first. Same sign, add and keep the sign. So that's negative 30. Everything else I'm going to bring straight down exactly how it is. Okay, I see a division symbol, so I'm going to divide. 30 divided by 6 is 5. Now I have to figure out what sign it is. Same sign positive, different sign negative. Everything else I'm going to bring straight down as it is. Now I have addition, same sign, add and keep. 21 plus 5 is 26. They are negative, so it's negative. All right. So you have a piece of paper, and you cut off the corners to be able to make a box. So he starts with this whole big piece of paper, and then he cuts off these white parts, and they want to know what's the area that's left. So we need to figure out the area of the paper minus the area of the cutout section. Okay, so my paper, length times width, what's my length? Well, it's 12. What's my width? It's 9. Minus the area of each cutout section. So I'm going to have to use a lot of math for this one. Okay. See this here that says it's 3? See this here that says this is 9? So if this whole thing is 9 and this part is 3, 9 minus 3 is 6. So these have to add together to be 6. There are 2 of them. So what does each one have to be? Hopefully you said 3. Because 3 plus 3 plus 3 gives me 9. Now I have to look at this one. So if this whole thing is 12 and this is 8, what must these two add up to be? Hopefully you said 4. 8 plus 4 is 12. Now there's 2 of them. They have to be the same. So 4 divided by 2 is 2. So this plus this plus this, those all three have to add together to be 12. So let's see if they do. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, they sure do. So right now I have rectangular pieces. Each one of them have side lengths of 3 and 2. So that means that is a 3 and that is a 2. They're rectangles. How many of them are there? There's 1, 2, 3, 4. They are the same. So I'm going to do 4 times the area of one of the rectangles. And that's length times width. So what's the length? What's the width? Okay. So 9 times 12 is 108 minus 4 times 3 times 2 is 24. 108 minus 24 is 84. So the remaining area is 84 square inches. Area is always squared units. Okay. So this is the same idea, only instead of dealing with rectangles, we're dealing with triangles. So the first thing you're going to do is find the area of the given paper. Okay, so this is the paper. You have to find that area first. And then you're going to subtract the area of the triangles, because she cut off these shapes, which are triangles. Okay, and they're all the same, so it's going to be 4 times the area of one triangle. All right, so the area of the paper is length times width. The length is 3, the width is 3, minus the area of triangles. Triangles 1/2 base times height. So we're going to have to figure out those measurements. Okay. The base of each triangle is the length of the paper. What is the area of the paper that remained after these are cut out? All right, so let's look. This dot marks halfway here. Okay. So if the whole thing is 3, that means this is 1.5, because half of 3 is 1/2. And I'm going to leave it as an improper fraction. Okay, so that's 1.5, 1.5. Those add together to be 3, and I left it as an improper fraction. Okay. She cut 4 identical right triangles from the 4 corners of the paper. The height of the triangle is the length of the, oh, there's something missing here. 1/3 the length of the paper. Okay, so this is 1/3 length of paper, so that is 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch. So each of these little sections here are 1 inch. Okay, so there are 4 of them. 4 times the area of 1. 1/2 times the base. The base is there's another, I think, fraction. Let's see here. The base is 3/2 and the height is 1. Okay, so that's 9 minus 4 times 3/4 times 1. Anything times 1 is itself, so it's 9 minus 4 times 3/4. I am going to cross-reduce. Put that everyone. I can cross-reduce those. I can divide both those by 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 4 divided by 4 is 1. I'm left with 9 minus 3 over 1, which is 9 minus 3, which is 6. So the area of the paper after being cut is 6 square inches. Area is always square units. All right, quiz over sections 3 and 4 coming up. So this is section 4.